In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a front control arm on your Chevy Sonic. This will be located behind a front wheel. Let's get started. Using a 19mm socket, remove the 5 lug nuts. Remove the wheel. Using a 36mm socket, remove the axle nut. Push on the axle, be sure it moves freely inside of the hub. If it does not, use a soft face hammer and tap the end until it's able to move. Using a T20 bit, remove the 2 screws for the front fender splash shield. That plate should be connected to the front bumper. Ours is broken, yours should stay. Remove the 2 plastic clips on the side of the splash shield. Remove the splash shield. Using a 16mm wrench and a 15mm socket, we're going to remove the nut off of the pinch bolt for the ball joint. Remove the nut. Remove the bolt using a pry bar with a large hook. We're going to hook it around our control arm, pull down on our ball joint, and remove it from the knuckle. Pull the knuckle slightly forward. Be sure you have no tension on your brake hose or your ABS wire. If you need extra room, you can pull them out of the brackets. Using an 18mm socket, remove the front bolt for the control arm inside of the subframe. You can use a flat blade screwdriver to help you. Using a 21mm wrench and socket, we're going to remove the rear control arm bolt. Remove the bolt and nut. Remove the control arm. Install the control arm. Install it into the rear first. We're going to use a soft face mallet to help tap it in. Get the holes lined up. Get the bolt started. Pull the arm to the front. Install the nut onto the rear bolt. Using a pry bar to help you line up the holes, get the front bolt installed. Get the thread started by hand. Get the front bolt snug, but do not tighten it fully. Snug down the rear nut and bolt. Pull down on the control arm. Be sure that the axle is lined up with the splines of the hub. Pull the knuckle back. Install the ball joint into the knuckle. I'm going to use a soft face hammer to help the ball joint into the knuckle. Install the pinch bolt. Get the nut started on the back side. Snug down the nut and the bolt. There's going to be 4 steps to tighten our bolt. First step is to tighten it to 22 foot-pounds. Release 128 degrees. Tighten it to 22 foot-pounds. and then an additional 35 degrees. Install the axle nut. Get it started by hand. I'm going to use a punch inside of the fins in the rotor. And we'll torque our axle nut to 244 foot-pounds. Remove your punch, stake the axle nut. We're going to use a jack under the ball joint to put tension on the suspension. We're going to get the suspension to where it would ride when the vehicle is on the ground. If you're using a jack under here, be sure that you're not picking your car off of the lift points. Right about there. Torque the front bolt to 85 foot-pounds. And then an additional 65 degrees. Torque the rear control arm bolt to 118 foot-pounds. And then an additional 35 degrees. Remove the jack. Install the splash shield. Get it up into place. Install the plastic clips. Install the front bolts. Get the bolts nice and snug. Install the wheel. Get the lug nuts started by hand. Snug the nuts down. Torque the lug nuts to 100 foot-pounds in a star pattern. And you're good to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.